Greetings and welcome, my friends. This is when Evil Lurks 2, the sequel to our Esper token deck from a previous season. With tokens getting a huge card in Bloomburrow in the form of Caretaker's talent, we knew we'd have to revive this deck for the current season. This time out, we are completely Orzhov. We'll use the talent to fuel our hand, and tokens to get the job done. Our Planeswalkers are all about tokens and gaining the edge over the opponent. We've got removals to take out enemy men and a sweeper to clear the board. We're betting we can rebuild faster than the opponent after all men are wiped. We start off with the MVP of removal, Go for the Throat. It's a solid removal that costs only 2 and can hit the majority of men in the current standard. Sheoldred's Edict is another great removal. We can thin out crowds of men, but what makes it great is we can use it to hit enemy planeswalkers. The cost is also just 2, which makes it very easy for us to fire off. The Caretaker's talent is the huge card from Bloomburrow that makes token decks so strong. Getting it in play means we get to draw a card once per turn when we are able to get a token in play. To level it up costs us just 1 white mana, and we copy a token we already have. The final level costs 4, but gives all our tokens a huge boost. Getting 2 or more of these in play can outpower opponents very quickly. Elspeth is one of our planeswalkers. She can spit out a 1/1 life link token as her +1 loyalty ability. Her -2 ability adds a pair of +1/+1 counters to one of our men and gives flying as well. Her ultimate is not something we plan on using since we don't have any men other than tokens. The End is a very powerful removal. It's a shame it doesn't see more play outside of our channel. It does cost 4, but it will hit enemy men and planeswalkers and exile them, and all copies of that card from the enemy deck, hand, and grave. Use it on one of their key men for maximum effectiveness. And another thing I like is that after taking out all copies of the card we hit, their chances of drawing lands increases slightly. Get forked, opponent. The 4-mana Kaya is a great helper. She can also generate tokens, but she has a +2 ability that gives us a Surveil 2, and we get to snipe a card in a grave. We do have something for reanimation strategies. Her -2 ability is effective removal, and it's only -2. We can easily pull it off multiple times. Sunfall is our wipe of choice. It'll clear out all men and give us an incubator token. With a talent in play, clearing the board will get us a draw. With multiple talents, our advantage is multiplied. And keep in mind, we will only lose tokens which we can replace, while the opponent will most likely be losing actual cards. GG's, bro. Virtue of Loyalty is a fantastic token generator that we can play out at instant speed for 2 mana. Then for 5 mana, we can play it out as an enchantment, and it'll slowly make our tokens bigger and bigger. This effect feels like a beating while we snipe the opponent's bigger men. Ashiok is another token-generating planeswalker. She makes a pair of 1/1 tokens that get bigger when we exile a card. We have multiple ways of exiling cards, the easiest when we use her +1 ability to draw one of the top 2 cards from our deck. The End, the Eternal Wanderer, and both Kayas can exile as well. Her ultimate is not likely something we'll be pulling off since we're not looking at milling the opponent or ourselves. Invasion of Tolvada is a bit of reanimation in case one of our planeswalkers goes to the grave earlier than we'd like. It can get back a Caretaker's talent as well, or one of the virtues, so we have plenty of uses for its reanimation. Once flipped, it becomes the Broken Sky and generates a 1/1 flying token at the end of each of our turns. The Broken Sky also gives lifelink to all our tokens and +1 power. It truly is broken. The Eternal Wanderer is a wipe as well as removal of sorts. Her +1 ability will exile a creature or artifact, then return it to play at the end of the owner's turn. It effectively removes an enemy from combat. We can also use her token-generating ability to make 2/2 double-striking men. The Black Virtue is a powerhouse. Early, we can use it as removal for annoying men, and it gains us 2 life this way. Late in the game, we can play it out as an enchantment that gets us 1 man from any grave. Let's face it, we don't have any men, so we're using this to steal the men we've killed off. If we can't beat them with tokens, we'll use their men to do it. Kaya, Intangible Slayer, is a powerhouse. She has hexproof, and her first ability is a +2 loyalty that drains the opponent for 3. For 0 loyalty, we can draw 2 cards, but the opponent gets a scry 1. Her best ability is the -3, which exiles a creature or enchantment. We then get a 1/1 token of the creature or enchantment so long as it wasn't an aura. It's a devastating turn of events every time we -3 Kaya and take out a critical piece of the opponent's strategy. For lands, we have the lad-making Mirex. We're playing 3 of them, in fact, and because it creates a token if we have any talents in play, we can spit out the token during the opponent's turn for card draw on their turn and ours. 4 Shadowy Backstreet, the Orzhov Surveil land, 4 Restless Fortress, the Orzhov Man land, 4 Caves of Koilos, the Orv Pain land, 5 Swamp, and 5 Plains. We did go with 25 lands. The majority of our deck is in the 4 slot or higher, so getting our land drops is a key to making the deck work. Playing the deck is rather straightforward. We aim to keep the board clear early on while we work on setting up our board. We like to have a talent early on, that way we get extra draws when we generate a token. All our Planeswalkers generate tokens, so getting one in play means we can start setting up a defense while we work on taking control of the board. The goal is to get multiple token-generating effects in play with a white virtue, so our tokens grow in size and can tangle with enemy men. We have so many ways of dealing with enemy men, we should be able to run the board once we've gotten a talent or 2 on board. Our powerful effects will run the table in the mid to late game, and all with the power of tokens. That's the deck, boys. Let's go play some games.
Do you want to play a game?
This is Alexis Double D's. No, wait, it's just single D. We're celebrating 1984. We kick off with the standard Shuffler special, a 2-lander. We do have a pair of removals to keep us in the game until we can get rolling with one of our Planeswalkers. Keep your pants on. They plant a 1-mana guy. In Celestia colors, we can expect plenty of men turn after turn. This guy isn't something we should worry about, yet. So we'll hold up our removal and wait to see what they do next. Finn can pump their whole team. That guy is worth sniping. Let's get him off our board. We have a Sunfall on top, and we have a 4th land in hand. Next turn, we'll want to land one of our Planeswalkers. Let's go ahead and clear out the board. This will mean there are going to be less men to defend against. The Interrupter gets played out without interrupting anything. Did they play out the wrong card? I think so. Oopsie poopsie, bro. They could have been more patient and interrupted our Elspeth, but they pulled the trigger a bit too early. Sure, they have a flyer that can get hits in on Elspeth, but we can fix that.
You will shine bright, hero.
Another Finn. Maybe that's what they should have gone with last turn. Now they've given away the fact they have Interrupter in their deck, and maybe have another in hand.
Stand down.
Let's pump up our guy. A 3/3 flying lifelinker is no joke. We're okay trading with their Finn, so we'll send it. Sure, they could take out Elspeth, but we have a backup in hand. They take the hit like champs. If this turns into a race, we're going to be a little bit ahead. Plus, I suspect they're going to be light on removals. All right, Kaya, get in there. We'll use her Surveil 2 ability to see what we have going on. It's a Mirex in the end. We'll take the land first, as that will enable our Sunfall. The end is a powerful removal that can cripple the opponent's deck, and maybe their game plan. They make a token. They could be on a similar token strategy as us, but so far they've been relying on a lot of actual men. As in cards. Apparently, Kaya is the one to be afraid of. They take her out.
This city's rotten as ever.
We'll get in for hits. Let's see if they decide that blocking might be a good idea. They let our token through. That's just fine. That means a bigger incubator. When we flip our pancake, we'll be getting a 4/4.
We fight together!
They're able to make a 2/2. Not bad. It would have been a lot bigger if they still had all their men. It's time to push through damages. Let's wipe out this guy and all his kind from the opponent's deck and from the game. Smell ya later, bro. Getting rid of 3 men from their deck also increases their chances they'll draw land. Enjoy the lands, bro.
You shine bright here.
That would be something to worry about, if not for the 4/4 we have waiting on the sidelines.
Form up on me!
That's useless. None of those men entered play this turn. Nice try, though. They swing in, but we have our incubator to activate. He can defend along with our token men. We can generate more token men, while they won't be able to generate a 4/4 all that easily. The Eternal Wanderer is amazing against single men, and if they're tokens, they go away for
Made
good.
it just in time. I bought us some time.
That guy is cool, but what happens when he's not around during the critical moments? Like to block? Or attack?
I'll handle this one. This is our fight to win.
Oh no, I think bro skipped town. All his men have magically disappeared and he's all alone. Just one man with his thoughts and his 8 lands. If only there was a way to make time fly by. Like 5 times faster than normal. We used 1 wipe and 3 removals. That was enough to convince them to skip town. GG's, bro. All your men hopped away. This is Soro? Maybe they meant Zoro? You never know around here. We get a 3-lander to start this one. Our white mana is going to hurt, but we do have a talent make an appearance. I like it. Keep. We get a man land that is white that won't hurt us when we need to get white mana. Mono black, outlaw shenanigans. Where's Tiny Bones? He should be in that deck. We'll snipe their guy. It doesn't look too threatening, but if we want to get Elspeth down, we need to clear out their guy. It's just easier this way. A Sheoldred is going to be a pain. It might feel backwards, but I think we set up our draws before we land one of our Planeswalkers. They don't have a follow-up to Shelly. Maybe they have a ton of removals in hand? Getting a token gets us an extra card, but also does another 2 points of damage. We hope the lifelink can get us an extra draw or 2. Maybe we can draw into a removal for Shelly. There it is. Problem solved. On our next turn, we'll untap and snipe Shelly right away. They came prepared against tokens. That was all well and good, but it also shrunk their Shelly. Now she only hits for 2. Didn't think about that, did they? Let's send Shelly packing. Later in the game, we might be able to get her on our side. For now, we'll play out the other talent and make another token, and we'll get 2 extra draws.
We fight together!
They are out of plays. What are they holding in their hand? We get a 3rd talent. Who thinks we should hold on to it? We'd be crazy to play it out, right? Make a 1/1, draw 3. It's a 0 mana ancestral recall. Tell a friend.
Wants to win.
Their play is a minor, it can't block, and it's only a 2/2. Its damage is not going to mean a thing unless they wipe out our lifelink men. Keep your pants on, bro. We're drawing another 3 at the end of the turn.
Have courage!
Mono Black goes to Baskin Robbins for that sweet, sweet scoop. GG's, bro. This is Brr 8 King Bald. I guess if you're going to be a king of something, we get a 4-lander this time around. Are we going to start off with more and more lands as we go? Is the shuffler even sane? We have a heavy deck with a lot of 4-mana plays and up, so this might set us up nicely. We'll have to hope the opponent isn't on nuts aggro. Keep your pants on. The opponent is having more issues with their hand than us. Let's get this show on the road, bro. Come on. Our Surveil land shows us another removal on top. We'll take it. That's at least 2 removals we can fire off before we land a Planeswalker. It's Finn again. He could be a pain. We'll keep a removal at the ready. An Innkeeper's talent. It's all bad news early on. We have to snipe their Finn or it could get out of hand. Are they stuck on 2 lands? That was why they took so long. They decided the risk was worth it with what they had in hand. The recruit is pretty solid, but it needs its token buddy to be effective. We have to snipe it before it gets the counter. If it gets the counter, it'll have ward as well, and then we wouldn't be able to clear it out. Get gone, girl. We don't have big plays, but we have plenty of tokens. That's our game plan. Token them to death. That's how it should be done.
We fight together!
The recruit will get a counter now and have ward 1. Let's pump our token. And with flying, that means we can get in for damages.
Spread your wings!
Because their guys are going to get bigger and bigger, we don't have the time to spend on playing out the white virtue to get a token. We have to go the full 5 mana enchantment now. An enchantment removal is rather bad news. We were seriously hoping that token would stick around a bit longer. Without a blocker, Elspeth is toast. No jam, just plain burnt bread. We can snipe their recruit in preparation to get it out of the grave with our Black Virtue. We will have the mana for it on our next turn. Big Kaya is awesome, but we can't play her out and snipe one of their men because of the ward. Once we get a blocker or two, she will be dangerous. This turn has to be our Black Virtue. It can start getting their dead men out of the grave. Their men will come over to the shark side. They blast us down to 8 life, but we're ready to start fighting back now. Let's start with getting a blocker out of their grave. The recruit is just fine. Oh, no way. We drew a Sunfall. This takes care of things rather nicely, and with their men cleared out, we can use Big Kaya next time to clean up their Innkeeper's talent. We'll activate the Incubator right away so it gets the benefit of gaining a counter from the White Virtue. They go with something big and beefy, which is fine. We have a good supply of blockers thanks to their grave, and the Innkeeper's talent we're about to snag as well. All right, let's get Kaya down and we can snipe the Innkeeper's talent. Now we'll be the ones getting extra pumped up men, and we can swing in without worry since the White Virtue will untap and pump all our men. It's okay if you're thinking GG's. They come in, they probably have a pump spell. We'll go ahead and block anyways. Let's make them use their cards. Very nice, but we're just trading off men. We'll get their guy from the grave to replace our Incubator. I guess they forgot about that. The tables have been turned. They are getting a dish they did not want. GG's, bro. This is Archie Bunker. No, wait, it's Arc H. The arc of all villain arcs. Beats Noah's too. We get another 4-lander. Once again, white mana is going to be a pain unless we draw into pain-free white mana. The 2 removals are great, but we don't really have much action after that. It should be fine though. We can generate tokens with Mirex. Keep. That's an Atraxa they just tossed in their grave. A Bandit's Talent. Reanimator with discard it is then. Seems like a weird way to go, but okay. We'll hold off judging their deck building skills until the show is over. The funny part is that we have an Invasion of Tolvada, so we can toss out one of our virtues. Then we can get the virtue in play once we land the invasion. That seems like a solid line. Let's throw out one of the black virtues. Our Surveil land shows us a white virtue on top. That might what we need to pressure early. We can get a pair of tokens and get in for hits before we dig up our black virtue and start kicking their teeth in with their own Atraxa. Let's get our first token going. Wait, do they really have removal to use on a token? Of course they do. A Lily? That's unexpected. For sure, bro. Get you that hot Lily action. We'll let go of the other black virtue, and we'll make another token at the end of their turn.
We all have things we'd rather forget.
That's right, a 7 mana enchantment for 5 mana. Thanks, bro, you've helped us out rather nicely. Let's hit up Lily. She likes it across the cheeks. I've heard.
You're gonna need a good Undertaker.
Imagine getting only one guy from the grave with an Invasion of Tolvada. Clearly not how it should be done.
I'm tired of your secrets.
Lily makes us toss a card, but that's fine. We're about to pick up a whole bunch, thanks to their Atraxa. Look at all these goodies. The end will easily take care of their Atraxa and all copies of it from their deck. We'll be the only ones with Atraxa. You know, maybe we should grab the Edict instead of the end. That way we can just keep getting their Atraxa back, turn after turn. What a wicked way to play. Oh no, someone has a poopy diaper. GG's, bro. This is Raise Your Lion Paw. No, wait. It's Raz, All Ghoul. No, wait. It's Raz Lion Paw. We get a solid-looking 3-lander with a couple of removals, as well as a talent. Kaya can generate some tokens and get us some cards. This is all right. Keep. Rakdos Mono Red, they keep trying to keep this thing alive. Luckily, we have some removals we can fire off and snipe their men. Our Surveil land shows us more removal on top. That's perfect. We'll have 3 removals early on, 2 of which gain life. All right, Rakdos Mono Red, you one-trick pony, what have you got lined up? We go down to 14, but that's temporary. We have to play out an untapped land, so we have 2 mana available for our removals. Up next is a pair of men we've all seen a couple thousand times. Sure, bro. Innovation at its finest. We'll add some black mana. We get a swamp on top with our second Surveil land. We'll be at 4 mana with what we have in hand. Let's slide the swamp over. We want more removals. For this turn, we'll snipe the Swift Spear. Using the Virtue gives us a life boost. We go up to 17. So far this game, they've managed to do 3 damage, at the expense of several cards. Not a great rate at all. They play out the Sellsword. These are looking like desperate times. We'll go ahead and snipe their Scamp. It's just a 1/1, but it can be pumped to larger sizes and effectively deal out double damage. Let's avoid that. All out, they emptied their hand and have no card draw whatsoever. All we have to do is deal with a pair of 2/2 men and whatever else they manage to top deck. Let's get our talent down, we can start getting some draws off of it and ramp up our advantage. They come in, we'll make a 2/2 token to block. We could block the 4 power guy, but then they get a token to replace it, and that will have not gotten us anywhere. Let's block the 2/2, and we'll leave them with just 1 guy. Elspeth has to be the play. Her tokens have lifelink, and that is an ability that can prevent us from getting too low. We'll copy our token. If they want to trade blows, we'll trade. They come in, we'll take the hit. They are dealing 0 damage since we'll be gaining that life back on our turn. Let's take out their cell swords. There should be 2 left in their deck. Get out of my game, bro. Let's boost one of our tokens and we'll swing in for damages. The White Virtue is going to keep making our men bigger and bigger, and there's really not much they can do to stop us now. All their rage, fire, and fury kind of petered out, and all they've got is a smelly gas cloud. Let's face it, it's GG's. All that's left is for them to get out of here or wait until we get them to 0. They're trying to fight, let's give them credit for that. But what in their deck is going to get them out of this jam? That's right, their pants explode. Smell you later, bro. And that, my friends, is another satisfied customer.